Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. You are indeed watching World War II gameplay, and it is brand spanking new, and it's from the stream that I've been doing for the past couple of days. I streamed earlier today, and I might actually stream after I finish recording this and as it starts to render. I don't know, I haven't fully made up my mind yet. But with all that being said, I'm playing this game currently and consistently, actually, and damn is it grindy to unlock those weapons, I'll tell you that much. But it is something to go for. And that is where we are kind of transitioning into what I wanted to talk about for this video, because with this game right now, with World War II, it requires a little bit of a learning curve in terms of how the spawns work and all that kind of stuff in the maps. I think what Sledgehammer was trying to do with this game is to kind of have that, obviously, that old boots on the ground feel, as well as have their own special unique feel to it. So like if Advanced Warfare was all boots on the ground with maps being different and stuff like that, basically we would have gotten what World War II is. Sledgehammer definitely has their own unique feel when it comes to Call of Duty games, which is overall a good thing. You know, the more of a diversity we get, the better. The more of a different flavor we get every time, the better. But with that being said, they tried to do a lot of different things, so it wasn't quite as fast-paced. I think they tried to make everybody happy, and in some ways it succeeded. A lot of players are happy, and some are not. And going into the transition of what I wanted to talk about in this video, I truly believe that Modern Warfare is going to have the steepest learning curve by far in any Call of Duty that we played in recent times. In terms of everything from COD 4 up until what we've had now with Black Ops 4. This game is going to have the steepest learning curve, and it's also going to be the most different COD that we've ever played. Some people may like it, some people will not. I, at this point, would not be surprised if the game itself ended up not being for me. I mean, I said that originally with this game, and I still stand by it. It's not... I'm getting better with it. Things are getting better with the game. I am enjoying it. But it's not always my cup of tea, simply because it is just a little bit too slow paced, simply because of the map design and how the spawns really are sticky as hell. So there's Spawn Trap City going on with the game. If the spawns weren't as sticky, I think it would have been a little bit better, and if the maps were a little bit smaller, I think it would have been better. But with that being said, are they the worst maps in the game? No. Are the spawns the worst spawns in COD? No. There's a ton of really good guns and stuff to grind for. I like the fact that I'm not relying on just remaining silent anymore, which means I could use all sorts of different loadouts, which is absolutely great. So, and again, going back and forth between this game and Modern Warfare, is, if you haven't noticed right now, it's one of the reasons why I have World War II gameplay, other than the fact that this is the game that I'm playing right now, is that there's kind of, they have a few things in common, so to speak, in terms of my opinions and what I want to talk about. It's all about going through transition, and the thing is, it looks like that Modern Warfare is, in terms of customization, things you can go for, that is all intact, obviously. The Create a Class system is obviously really, really good, and we're going to be able to customize guns up to the wazoo in ways we've never been able to before. That's great. The time to kill is fast. Some people may think it's way too fast. I mean, we'll see. Snipers don't seem to be OP in terms of the quick scoping or whatnot. Quick scoping is in the game, that's great and all, but if you want a quick scope, it looks like you're going to legitimately have to have skill in order to pull it off, at least consistently. But with that being said, it looks like that there's going to be a lot of randomness in the game in terms of being able to have a flow. You see, you guys have to understand, especially for the run and gun type of player, or even for the camper to a certain extent, I guess, there has to be a certain kind of flow to the game, and the kind of flow that they're presenting with Modern Warfare is going to cater to the more passive player, to put it nicely. If you like to camp, and if you like to hang around corners or just be behind something in ADS for a vast majority of your time, I think Modern Warfare is going to be the game for you. I think it's going to be better than ever, and people that are going to have the run and gun style gameplay like myself are going to definitely struggle with the game. I don't think that many of us... I could be wrong. I mean, obviously I could be wrong. I haven't gotten hands-on with the game, but I've seen tons and tons of footage I've listened to other YouTube commentators, watched their videos and stuff like that, even gone back and forth. I mean, the thing is, from as far as the gameplay perspective that we've seen so far, it may not seem that slow. It's noticeably slower, right? But it may not seem that slow simply because of the fact that it hasn't been released to the wild yet. It hasn't been released to the main population. There are a vast majority of the players that were invited to the reveal event and got a chance to play the game, or even before that, most of them are run and gun players, a vast majority of them. But the thing is, as Call of Duty has evolved over the years and as time has moved on, players in Call of Duty, there's more of a percentage of passive players than there ever was before. Simple as that. And I think they're just trying to go with something different. I think Infinity Ward is really going with something different. I think they're trying to combine different genres of games all into one. It's definitely not going to be a twitchy, arcadey type of shooter that we've had for the last, I don't know, 10 years, give or take. It's not going to be like that anymore, and it's going to be a different. It's going to be a different beast. It's actually not. It's actually going to be like if Advanced Warfare was the first Call of Duty to not. If Advanced Warfare was a Call of Duty that didn't feel like Call of Duty because of the advanced movement or whatnot, right? Because the verticality and how you can use those jetpacks and spam the shit out of them and just constantly bounce up and down and have dogfights in the air. If that, a lot of people were turned off by that and they didn't play it because it didn't feel like Call of Duty. So if Advanced Warfare was an advanced movement game that didn't feel like Call of Duty and it turned a lot of people off, I honestly think that this game, Modern Warfare, and again, I hope I'm wrong, not just for the community's sake, but also for my sake as well, because I enjoy Call of Duty and I prefer to enjoy the new game that comes out as opposed to not. But I think this potentially could be the first boots on the ground Call of Duty that basically will be one of the things that scares a lot of people away. Now, in terms of game quality, I think that there's a lot of things that they've done that are definitely a thumbs up. And again, the creator class is one of the things that I really like. I want to see how 50v50 plays out. If they don't make maps that are too ridiculously big for those modes, I think that mode could be a lot of fun. And also for the run and gun type of player, if they decide to stick with this game, it could actually be the first game to where we could play and just not really give a damn. Like with this game right now, I am actually enjoying this game simply because I don't give as much of a damn as I used to. Like if shit happens, I don't rage about it all that much anymore, because the game is already past its prime life cycle. It's something that I'm using to kind of help pass the time, to kind of enjoy myself until the new game comes out. Or it's also simultaneously something I'm trying to do so that way I can consistently, keep my Call of Duty skills sharp, so to speak. And in my eyes, I don't even consider, like from what I've seen with Modern Warfare, I don't fully consider that game a traditional Call of Duty game. It's going to be so different that I don't even think I'll take Modern Warfare that seriously unless it gives me a reason to. When that game comes out, and if it's going to be as random as I think it is due to all sorts of reasons that we've already talked about and things that I see coming with that game, if I see it as being random, like too random to the point to where basically gunfights and the amount of kills you get and stuff like that are based off of the least amount of control you get as possible, and to how you really can't control anything. You just have to try to do your best, and you spawn and you try to just run randomly in a certain direction and just try to kill whatever's in front of you or whatnot, and rinse and repeat and not give a damn, and you're going to die randomly by being shot from God knows where, then okay, that's fine. It's not really something to be meant taken seriously in that aspect. So especially if you're the run and gunner. So in that aspect, it could be fun without headaches, or if you decide to take it seriously, it could be not so fun with a lot of headaches, which could turn a few people off. And this is not a game where I'm hating on it. I'm just giving you guys my thoughts and the fact that, again, if you're a run and gunner, this is going to have the steepest learning curve. I mean, I'm starting to even wonder if it's going to have much of a learning curve at all, because I'm actually really curious to see how competitive it's going to play out, to be honest with you. I'm really, really curious to see how that's going to play out, especially since the minimap isn't competitive. So I wonder how that is going to work and how much how much of a role the minimap will play in the game. Because I'm starting to even wonder, because of the amount of randomness, I'm starting to even think that, well, maybe even if we did have the minimap, maybe it would make such a little bit of a difference in terms of how Modern Warfare itself is built that really it's pointless to have a minimap. And who knows, maybe we're better off with the compass or whatnot, and with the team link, so to speak, where you can see your own teammates through walls. I don't know. Because in all previous Call of Duties, one of the things that a run and gunner does is they don't run alongside their teammates, at least not in pubs. We don't run alongside our teammates because one of the reasons is, well, we use them to predict spawns, and at the same time, most teammates don't know what they're doing, and they can get you killed. So with this game, it looks like they're going in the opposite direction. They want us to run along with our teammates, so that way we can always see them on the minimap. They don't want us to be too far from the other teammates. So. And if you do end up being far from your teammates, well, you might pay the price. So we are going to see what happens. And this is basically what I've been seeing about Modern Warfare. And I know I might get a lot of hate from this video just by a lot of the things that I'm mentioning, because it seems to be mostly a negative thing or whatnot. And I can see how that is. I mean, I don't want to be negative about it. I'm just I'm just seeing all these red flags and warnings or whatnot. But with that being said, the game could still be good. Never really judge a book by its cover. You know, the only time you can truly judge is when you get your hands on it and play it. But I have a good eye for these sort of things. And in the last, like, ever since Black Ops 4 was revealed, in the multiplayer reveal, I chose to ignore my feelings about the game. And lo and behold, fast forward some time later, I ended up being right. I wasn't worried about the game being too campy, but I was worried about a couple of things that were a little bit annoying in terms of what they decided to put in the game, like the specialists. The big thing that was a turnoff from the very beginning, before I even played the game, was specialists. And lo and behold, one of the reasons why I still don't play this game to this day is because of the damn specialists. The specialist is one reason, and another reason is the damn microtransactions and all that other shit, and the lack of the kind of support that we're supposed to be getting. You know, basically me not playing the game is not entirely because I don't want to play the game. It's also because it's my way of telling Treyarch to go fuck themselves, because of the way they're, like, just the poor amount of support that they've given the game, in my opinion. So because from a gameplay standpoint, Black Ops 4 is actually pretty solid, very solid actually. But, and again, it's kind of like, it's kind of more of a moral thing. You know what I mean? So I'm not playing Black Ops 4 because of a moral thing. And but with that being said, if Modern Warfare is not the game for me, there's plenty to do in World War II. There's still things to do in Advanced Warfare. I can go for Mass Prestige. I can go for level 1000 in my PlayStation account for Black Ops 3 if I want to. Or I could play on Xbox and just still grind to try to get the weapons that I still haven't gotten. And there are a lot of them. This really, I mean, there's plenty to do within the year until Treyarch comes out with their next game. And the only thing I can say is to fast forward a year beyond, is that I am expecting again for the microtransaction system from Treyarch to fuck us over once again. But we will see what happens. I don't know. But the multiplayer itself might even be better than it was this time around. And again, like I said, like I mentioned a minute ago, from a gameplay perspective, the multiplayer in Black Ops 4 is solid, so I'm expecting something even more solid, especially if Von der Haar is going to be back and if he is going to be paying attention to multiplayer as opposed to Blackout. Anyway, that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comments section what you think, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know what I could do to make my videos better. I'll catch you guys on the next one.